Now, we have to move on to our parenting segment at this point. And as an executive coach and author and a certified parenting project manager, Emem Nwogwugwu has joined us today. She'll be shedding some light and talking about developing a reading culture for children. Now, over the last 15 years, Emem has lived her passion of transforming individuals and organizations via managerial skills. She also helps in providing tailor-made solutions that have instilled a mind shift, thereby making people a lot more productive and happier at work in their personal lives. Great to have you on the show once again, Emem.
Good morning.
Welcome. Okay, so this topic is one, we started even talking a bit about it earlier. A reading culture is something that we as parents need to instill in our kids. But I have a feeling a lot of parents don't believe it has a lot to do with them. Am I right?
Yes, a lot of parents don't believe it has a lot to do with them in this environment. In Africa, in Nigeria, not so many parents believe that developing a reading culture for their children is their first responsibility, not for the school or the teacher or the lesson teacher, for the parents.
So this is, well, I have a feeling, you know, a lot of people have begun to realize that they should get more involved, especially since the lockdown. But what are the tips that you advise parents to do right now if they want to improve the reading culture of their kids?
First of all, is establish a routine. Without routines, there's no way you can actually develop a habit, because consistency is where the power lies. When you're consistent in anything that you do, you become excellent over time. So make it really fun for them to choose the kind of book they want to read. Like, don't make it look like it's a chore. So you have to get involved. No matter how passive you are, no matter how busy you can be on Saturdays. If you're very busy during the week, you're at work, make sure that you have even conversations on the phone. What book are you reading today? Make it really fun and relaxing. Not like, you must read. I want you to become a reader. Readers are leaders. Like, you're doing it under pressure. They become afraid of it. Because you're not doing it from a place of relaxation, peace, love. And also ask them what are their goals. Some children, they'll tell you things like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. And when you tell them, when they tell you this, tell them, do you know what it will take you to become this person? So when you tell them these are your goals and this is what people who have your kind of goals do every day, show them example, let them see people who already are in that profession and let them know the reality of what they desire and what it will take them to achieve those goals. And that way, it becomes real to them why they need to read, and that reading makes them more knowledgeable. And when they lack knowledge, they begin to have challenges in the future, both at work, but in relationships. So they need to be well versed. And when it comes to reading, it's not just about academics. Read about everything, about culture, about different places, about food. They have to know how to relate to people, emotional intelligence. So they have to really desire that love for reading. So the first thing is your routine, like I mentioned. Make it fun for them. Create an environment where they have access to books. Like I'm sitting behind me, on the side here is a pile of books for my daughter, and we keep stocking up every single year. So we read about different places in the world. She's not been to New York yet, but she knows about New York, although she's been to other parts of America, but at least she has an idea what's happening in New York, what are the landmarks and all of that. So they can be in Nigeria and read about the world. And when they get to those places, they don't act like they're just
okay, Emem, now I have to take you a little, you know, a bit back now, because a lot of parents just don't believe that reading these books is going to do that much. Now, we're in the 21st century, you know, everybody's using tablets, computers. Now Wikipedia is there, you know, for you to get all this knowledge. How relevant is it to actually open up the hard copy book these days to read?
Wow. It's relevant because when you read a hard copy book, you take notes. And you can always go back to those notes. You can always see that you can use a pen to highlight, and the children can also highlight. My daughter highlights some of our books, some of our books as well. And I cannot emphasize why there's a problem in Africa. It's actually a knowledge problem, a knowledge gap. Any parent that's listening to me that thinks reading is for the teachers, and that because I don't like to read, I don't know how to teach my child, you need to find a way, cultivate it. And if if you're listening to me and you're a parent that doesn't like reading, you're struggling in that area, that's the more reason why you should break that cycle for your children. You should break that cycle, because what you can do if you don't like reading is outsource that particular part of your child's life to someone like a lesson teacher and let it be so easy that you can just come, supervise, ask questions. What are you reading this time? What are you doing? But it's better if you are the one doing it and then you are supporting the lesson teacher, because nobody's going to do it like you. And that's the truth. So I think it's one of the most important values you can transfer to your children, aside the faith part, but giving them the availability, the access to good books, be available for them, and also give them the opportunity to read as much as they can read. Yes,
well
very
said.
important. I cannot explain it, but it's super important. If we're going to change Africa, if we're going to change Nigeria, we need to go back and cover those knowledge gaps. And it starts from the family, from the children, from this very generation. We need to start the work.
And we need to start it at home. I agree with you. I agree with you all the way. And I only wish we could take more time to hammer it into parents' heads that they need to get their kids to read more. But at this point, we have to take this conversation online. Just make sure you use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Hopefully, Emem will be right there to answer your questions and give you some tips as well as soon as you see our post. Thank you so much, Emem, for that one. And hey, parents, why not replace the remote control on your center table with some nice hardcover books this time? You never know. The kids might just pick it up